Meanwhile, Brexit, the UK's departure from the European Union, finally happened last week. Now in Virginia, some conservatives are wondering if it's time for VEXIT. Virginia Democrats control the state government all of a sudden. They're now pushing a whole slate of legislation that includes gun confiscation and dramatically liberalizing the state's abortion law. Some are saying divorce may be in order. Liberty University President Jerry Falwell Jr. recently held a joint press conference with the governor of West Virginia, Jim Justice, to encourage Virginia's many Republican counties to leave and join West Virginia. Gary Howell is a member of the West Virginia House of Delegates. He joins us tonight. Mr. Howell, thanks so much for coming on. The ironies here are kind of amazing, since, needless to say, West Virginia split from Virginia quite 150 years ago. How do you feel about parts of Virginia reattaching?
We welcome them to come over. They're more like us than they are the I-95 corridor now. They have very similar demographics, similar cultural beliefs. So why not? It's a natural thing for them to move over to us.
Could this, this is the kind of thing that people talk about in frustration, but as a legal matter, could it happen? What would it take?
Well, the West Virginia Constitution allows us to take on new territory with the consent of the legislature and a vote of the people. HCR 8 is our consent of the legislature, and then once a Virginia county votes to leave, they would have to be released by the General Assembly in Virginia, or they could sue in court for the right to self-determination. Once that happens, the people of West Virginia would vote, and over they would come. At that point, we'd bring them in on June 20th of whatever year that happens to be, which is our birthday, so the dates line up. And then we'd start looking at things like licensure. We've already started talking to some of the people. We've had a law firm out of Tazewell County contact us representing business owners and some elected officials asking us how it would work. So we would just automatically recognize all the licenses, look at continuing education and make the differences in West Virginia law part of the continuing education, grandfather in driver's license when they expire, issue a new West Virginia one, along those lines.
This whole conversation is a pretty powerful statement about how people feel about their own governance in Virginia. What does this say about Governor Blackface or Governor Clanhood, we're not sure which one it was, about his leadership that whole counties want to leave?
He's doing a horrible job. They're not paying attention to the counties west of Richmond, and it's a pattern for Richmond. 1792, Kentucky left. 1863, we left, and now it's a whole group of other counties' turn.
Shouldn't this be a wake-up call to Governor Blackface? If whole counties are fleeing, maybe I should do a better job. Do you think he understands that?
I don't think the liberals understand that. They see the conservatives as uneducated, the deplorables. That's what they see us as. And they don't understand that we have a way of life, and it's really the way of life the founders gave us, and it's time to leave because that's the only way to protect it. And I invite the Virginia counties over just like our governor did, and if you live in Fairfax or Arlington where their county's not coming over, please consider moving to West Virginia. We will protect your rights.
Very quick, they say this is a public safety measure. How much crime takes place in the counties that are considering moving to your state? Like any violent crime there at all?
Very little, and West Virginia has very little, and we're a constitutional carry state. You do not even need a permit to carry concealed in the state of West Virginia if you're a resident.
It just tells you everything. There's no threat. They're just doing this because they hate the people who live there because they didn't vote for them. Anyway, Michelle, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Godspeed.
A pleasure to be on.